Good evening aspirants, welcome to daily editorial analysis of Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 8th February 2025. These are the two important editorial articles we are going to discuss in this video. The first article is about the technology and the equitable education. So what are the challenges in accessing the digital education and what are the challenges for universal and equitable education in India? How technology driven education can be used for equitable education. So this is what discussed in this news article. This is taken from the Hindu newspaper. And the next article is about winning back public trust. This is about the journalism, the ethical journalism and fact checking in India. So this article is taken from Indian Express newspaper. Now let us get into the discussion. Now look at this article. The article discusses the challenges of equitable education in India. The article also highlights the role of digital technology and smartphones in rural education. So here the author of the article examines the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in accelerating the digital learning in India. So there needs a strategic roadmap to harness the technology for inclusive and universal education in India. So these are the things discussed in this news article. So the core theme of this article is about the equitable education in India and what are the challenges of equitable education and how technology can leverage the equitable and universal education for India. So this is the core theme of this editorial article. Let us discuss about this in our news article discussion. Firstly, let us see about the challenges in digital and technology integration in education. The important one is social challenges. See, there is a digital divide in India between urban and rural. The unequal access to digital devices, internet connectivity and electricity poses a serious challenge between urban areas and rural areas in accessing the education. There is also gender disparity. Girls often have less access to digital services due to social norms. In addition to this, there is a language barrier. Most digital education content is available only in English, so it makes difficult for non-English speakers. There is also limited availability of regional language content. So this is regarding the language barrier. And there is also a lack of digital literacy. Teachers and students lack the basic ICT skills to use the digital tools effectively. So there is also a resistance to technology adoption, especially among the older teachers. So the digital divide, the language barrier and the lack of digital literacy poses serious challenges. Now coming to the economic challenges, the cost of digital devices and internet are very high in India. The high cost of smartphones, tablets or laptops makes unaffordable for many rural students and from marginalized communities. Financial constraints in the schools also pose a serious challenge. Government schools lack fund for smart classrooms or creating ICT infrastructure. The digital infrastructure cost for the states are even high. This is due to uneven budget allocations for technology-driven education reforms. The smaller states and union territories struggle with ICT implementation. This is due to the limited funds available for them. So there is also disparity between the regions and the states of India. Now let us see the infrastructure challenges. The poor internet connectivity and the electricity issues are also an important challenge in accessing the digital education. The rural and tribal areas lack the stable internet and electricity supply. There is also a slow progress in BharatNet. So this is affecting the last mile digital penetration. So the BharatNet is aimed at providing the digital connectivity to the last mile villages of India. But the progress in implementing this BharatNet scheme is very slow and this is affecting the internet connectivity. The lack of smart classrooms and digital labs and the limited availability of digital boards in the government schools is also a major challenge for accessing the digital education. The insufficient digital libraries and learning management systems, absence of structured digital repositories, and the limited awareness and adoption of platforms like DIKSHA are also some of the serious challenges in adopting the digital education in India. Now let us see the government policies and schemes for digital education. The most important one is National Education Policy of 2020. This NEP focuses on technology integration in education and the investment in digital infrastructure. The NEP also focuses on online teaching platforms, virtual labs and digital assessments. The skills like digital literacy, coding, computational thinking are promoted under National Education Policy. Next is PM e-VIDYA initiative. It was also launched in 2020 and this scheme aims to unify the digital or on-air education under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So it is aimed at providing free of cost technology education for students across all states. The key components of this PM e-VIDYA scheme includes the DIKSHA platform, which is One Nation, One Digital platform. In this platform, the QR coded textbooks and digital content are available for students. Then there is also PM e-VIDYA DTH TV channels, which is providing the educational content to the TV for the students. Then radio and community radio like CBSE podcast, which is named as the Shiksha Vani, is also providing the educational content to the students through radio. The digital content for visually and hearing impaired students are provided in DAISY format and sign language. The ICT component of Samagra Shiksha is also an important initiative under PM e-VIDYA scheme. This Samagra Shiksha support for smart classrooms and ICT labs in the schools. A portal was created which is named as the Sati portal, which assists the students preparing for competitive exams. So it is developed with the initiative of IIT Kanpur. So these are some of the components of PM e-VIDYA scheme. Next, about the multilingual digital education and translation initiatives. Bhasha Sangam, which is an initiative of NCERT. This Bhasha Sangam promotes the linguistic diversity in education. The machine translation cell, which is translating the books into scheduled languages for all the states. Then AICTE and UGC initiatives. Anuvadini app is an important initiative by UGC and it translates the UG and PG course books into Indian languages. E-Kumbh portal, which has translated technical and non-technical books. The Mission Digital India Bhashini, which was launched in 2022, developed speech and text translation for 22 scheduled languages. So these are some of the initiatives for multilingual approach to digital education for all the scheduled languages in India. So thereby the education is available to all the students irrespective of the language they know. So this is a main question regarding this topic. Discuss the challenges in integrating the digital technology into education system in India. Suggest measures to bridge the digital divide and enhance the effectiveness of digital learning. So this is a 250 words question. In this, first we have to discuss about the challenges in integrating the digital technology, and then we have to provide the way forward or measures to bridge the digital divide and also enhancing the effectiveness of digital learning. So this question can be divided into 3 parts. So with this, let us conclude the discussion and move to the next editorial article. Look at this editorial article. It discusses the decline of public trust in journalism due to misinformation, political bias and social media influence. The article highlights the importance of fact-checking while acknowledging the challenges in journalism. This article also stresses the need for ethical journalism to restore the credibility and uphold the democracy. See, media is the 4th pillar of democracy. This is because important part of democracy alongside the legislature, executive and judiciary. It also plays a crucial role in ensuring the transparency, accountability and public awareness. In India, the media has been instrumental in shaping the corruption and influencing the policy changes. However, with the risk of fake news, political bias and corporate influence, the media credibility is under threat. There is a need for fact-checking and ethical journalism and also the independent reporting. So a responsible and free India can ensure that a democracy remains functional and accountable to its people. Now let us see the historical comparison of journalism over time. If you look at the freedom struggle, that is prior to independence, prior to 1947, the newspapers like Hindu and Kesari played a crucial role in mobilizing the people against the colonial rule. The censorship by British authorities was a familiar one. For example, the Vernacular Press Act of 1878 was an important act for censorship. The journalism was seen as a tool for the truth and national awakening. This is unlike today's media, which faces credibility issues. Now, if you look at the emergency period during 1975 to 1977, the press was heavily censored and the journalists like Ramnath Goenka resisted the suppression. There was strict government control. The Indian Express and the Statesman published blank editorials in protest. Similar to today's challenges, where political pressure and biased reporting, they affect the media independence. Now, if you look at the post-liberalization time, that is from 1990s to 2000s, the media expanded with the private news channels like NDTV, Z News and AAJTK. So the rise of the corporate funded journalism and the TRP driven content was seen as a bigger threat to the democracy. Increased commercialism led to a shift from the public interest reporting to the sensationalism. So there was a report of sensational news instead of informing the public and giving news for the public interest. Now coming to the digital and social media era, that is from 2010 to present time, here the information reaches the people faster, but the misinformation spreads wider. So the fake news, deep fakes and the AI have gone into the picture. The social media has entered into manipulation. Unlike previous eras, the fact checking has become a necessity due to the widespread misinformation. So this is about the historical comparison of journalism and the media in India. Now what is the role of fact checking in strengthening the democracy? See, a good governance and accountability ensures that transparency. The investigative journalism has exposed scams like Beaufort scandal, 2G spectrum case and Panama Papers leak. It also prevents the fake news driven violence. Misinformation has fueled communal tensions like WhatsApp rumors leading to lynchings in India. The fact checking will also reduce the policy misinformation. It ensures accurate reporting on the government schemes and economic data. By fact checking the political claims, media empowers the voters to make informed decisions during elections. So this is how the fact checking is very much important for ensuring the transparency and accountability and also for the good governance. Now what is the role of ethical journalism? See, the ethical journalism promotes the truthfulness and integrity. It aligns with the journalistic ethics of accuracy and fairness. It also prevents the manipulation and propaganda, which reduces the politically motivated fake news. Now let us see what are the challenges to the effective fact checking. The time consuming and expensive fact checking is one of the major challenges. The dedicated fact checking team require resources which small media houses often lacks. So only big media houses and big media industries can afford dedicated fact checking units. The fact checking is also not yet institutionalized. So the limited institutional support for fact checking also hinders the widespread fact checking units in India. So this structural challenge is hindering the effective fact checking in Indian media. The next one is psychological and social challenge. See, the confirmation bias and echo chambers. For example, the people believe information that align with their views. So even if it is false news or fabricated news, the people tend to believe the information which aligns with their ideology, which aligns with their perspective. So this confirmation bias is also a major challenge to dedicated fact checking. There is also a distrust in fact checkers. Some media houses use the fact checkers for their own benefits. So fact checking agencies are sometimes accused of bias. The next important challenge is the role of big technology and digital misinformation. The social media algorithms favor the sensationalism. So the fake news spreads faster than the verified information just because it is sensational. The lack of accountability from the tech giants. The platforms like Meta have fluctuated in their commitment to the fact checking. So these are some of the major challenges to the dedicated and fair fact checking in India. Now what can be the solutions or way forward? First one is strengthening the institutional mechanism. There is a need for government regulation of fake news. We have to establish independent fact checking bodies. For example, PIB fact check in India. So these kind of independent fact checking bodies have to be established for a fair fact checking in media. There should also be big tech accountability. We have to create laws to hold the big platforms responsible for misinformation, and we should also encourage the independent fact checkers. So these are some of the measures which can be taken to improve the fact checking in India. So in conclusion, a free, responsible and fact-based media is essential for good governance and an informed society. In this digital age where misinformation shapes perceptions, a truthful, responsible media is a foundation of vibrant democracy. And this is a main question regarding this topic. Interested aspirants can use it and write the answer and post it in the comment section. With this, let us conclude the discussion. With this, we have come to the end of the video. If you like the video, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.